All right, I've got another no start concern on this 2017 Express van. So let's go through these steps together. So I noticed that, you know, it doesn't start, but we don't have a prindle indicator. And I went ahead and scanned it, and there is no communication with any high-speed module. So I'm going to start by testing the circuits at the DLC and see what we have to work with there. All right, so I'm on the DLC, terminal 6 and 14, and this is the resistance I get. And it's fairly close to what it should be, but I found out if you take the bottom terminal, measure it to ground, we've got 84 ohms, which that shouldn't be. But when you take the top terminal, measure it to ground, we get 15 ohms, and you definitely shouldn't have that. So I believe either module is shorted to ground or shorted internally, or there may be a high-speed circuit somewhere to short to ground. All right, so looking at the schematic and then taking into consideration the accessibility of the modules on this vehicle, I've decided to start by disconnecting this chassis control module, basically dissect the high-speed circuit to see if the short to ground goes away, and that'll let me know if it's within this module or further past it to the TCM, or if it's an issue before this module. So I've got the chassis control module disconnected now, but as you can see, we still have a pretty good short to ground on one side of that high-speed circuit. So I'm going to plug that back up and try to find the next easiest place to dissect the circuit, and we'll do the same test again. So I've gone ahead and disconnected the ECM and that one inline harness connector down here, and the short to ground is still present, so that only leaves the circuits between the ECM connector and the DLC and the circuits between this connector and the body control module or the body control module itself. So next I'm going to try to disconnect the BCM and see if that short goes away. All right, so with our BCM now disconnected, our short to ground has gone away. So now we need to figure out, is it the circuit between, or is it something internal? So let me go get some jumper wires, and I'm going to jump this module and at least see if I can obtain communication with the rest of the high-speed modules. All right, so I've got the BCM jumped, but I still have the same concern. So that should mean the issue lies between the BCM and the DLC. But I'm going to take and measure both directions, coming to this module and leaving the module, to figure out which side has got the short to ground on it. All right, so it looks like the short to ground is going to be on terminal 17 of the BCM, or not the BCM, but the BCM connector. So this is going to be past the BCM going towards the chassis control module I disconnected earlier. I forgot to isolate the EBCM, so let me find that module next and unplug it and just make sure it's not shorted internally. So judging by its appearance and the fact that somebody's got a zip tie holding the connector onto it, I'm going to say this is where our issue's at. We'll get something to cut this zip tie and unplug the EBCM and check the resistance one more time at the DLC. And I figured out where I messed up earlier. So I thought I had isolated this when I disconnected the inline connector under the hood by the ECM, but the problem is the connector I disconnected was the wrong one. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. Let me cut this and we'll retest. All right, so I've got the EBCM disconnected now. I've rescanned it. It actually picked the VIN number up this time, and we now have communication with the ECM and the BCM. We're still not going to have communication with the transmission control module, the chassis control module, or the EBCM because I have that connector disconnected. But the short to ground went away, and once I replaced the EBCM, this problem will be solved. If this video helped in any way, then follow along for more like it.